All right, today we are diving deep into a truly beautiful and reflective poem by Mamong Dai called Small Towns and the River. It's this incredible blend of nature, memory, and philosophy, and honestly, it all kicks off with one really profound idea.
The poem just drops this on you right at the start. The river has a soul. I mean, wow, that's not just a pretty line, it's the anchor for the entire piece. It immediately sets this mystical, philosophical tone and tells you, right up front, we are not just talking about a body of water here.
And this idea, it's so central to everything that it's exactly where we're going to start. The poem doesn't just see the river as some passive background scenery. No, it's treated as a living, breathing force that actively shapes everything and everyone around it.
So the river becomes this massive, primary symbol. It's so much more than a geographical feature. It's really the heart of the poem. What it represents is the endless, spiritual flow of existence itself, something way bigger than any one person's life or any single town.
So what does that actually mean in practice? Well, the river really stands for a few key things. You've got the unstoppable passage of time, just constantly flowing forward. Then there's the continuous cycle of life, birth, death, renewal. It also represents the eternal nature of memory, and finally, this idea of the spiritual continuity of the soul. And, this isn't just some abstract fairy tale land. The poem is deeply, deeply rooted in the poet's actual homeland of Arunachal Pradesh. Having this specific setting, with its calm and remote atmosphere, it just grounds all of these huge spiritual ideas in a very real, tangible place you can almost feel.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little. We've talked about the river, now let's look at the small town that sits right on its banks. And this is where the poem introduces this really fascinating tension, a place where it feels like everything and nothing changes, all at the same time.
Think about it for a second. The poem paints this picture of a sleepy, quiet town. On the surface, it feels totally static, almost like it's frozen in time. But underneath that calm, sleepy exterior, that's where it's holding generations of unspoken stories, emotions, and hidden histories.
This really captures that duality perfectly. On one side, you have the appearance, this quiet, simple town where nothing ever seems to change. But then you have the reality, a place where everything is actually slowly fading. People live their lives, they pass away, and they're eventually forgotten. It's this quiet, constant churn happening just beneath the surface.
And that duality, it leads us right into the poem's most profound themes: life, death, and time. But what's so amazing is that the poet doesn't present these as scary opposites. Instead, she sees them as interconnected parts of a much larger and honestly beautiful natural cycle.
Now this is absolutely crucial to understanding the poem. Death is not treated as some terrifying final end. It's framed as a natural transition. It's seen as a continuation, really, a peaceful return to the earth, back to the universe that we all came from in the first place. The poem almost lays it out like a three-step journey for the soul. Step 1, you live your life in the town, kind of moving to the rhythm of the river. Step 2, you have a natural death, just another part of the cycle. And then, step 3, your soul returns to nature. It rejoins the river or the mountains or the wind. It's a perfect, unbroken circle.
But how does the poet create such a powerful and contemplative mood? I mean, how does she make us feel all of this? Let's switch gears and look at her craft, the specific literary tools she uses to make nature speak directly to us.
She has this amazing toolkit she's working with. First, there's the symbolism, which gives the river all that deep meaning we talked about. Then there's personification. She gives human emotions to the river and the town, making them feel like living characters. She uses incredible imagery to paint these vivid pictures of the spiritual setting. And finally, contrast, to constantly highlight that tension between our temporary human lives and the permanence of nature.
And when you put all of those devices together, what do you get? You get this tone that is so consistently reflective and calm and deeply nostalgic. The poem doesn't yell its message at you, it invites you to come sit by the river with it and just think.
So, after exploring the river, the town, the poet's craft, what is the poem's eternal message? What's the one big idea that Mamong Dai really wants to leave us with? If you boil it all down, here it is. Our human lives are temporary, but nature is eternal. We are all just one small part of a much larger natural and spiritual cycle. Death isn't destruction, It's a return ticket to the universe. And maybe most beautifully, our stories, our essence. They don't just disappear. They remain, flowing on, just like the river.
This final quote just perfectly seals the poem's message, doesn't it? Our lives are totally, completely intertwined with the natural world. The river doesn't just flow past us, it flows through us. It speaks of our past, our present, and our ultimate fate.
And all of that leaves us with a final thought. The poem really asks us to look at the world a little differently, to recognize the deep, spiritual currents running through our own lives. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What eternal stories, what silent rivers of memory and time are flowing right past you every single day?